Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and I'm here tonight with the last of my best of 2024 videos. So I'm really sorry that this is about a month and a half late, but just been really busy, and unfortunately I am not able to be a full-time reviewer. I do have to work for a living and have a lot of other things going on right now. So anyway, this is my favorite headphone accessories of 2024. And by accessories, I mean things like headphone cables, other cables like interconnect cables, things like that, tubes for your tube amps, op amps, power conditioners, hard cases to keep your headphones in, just about anything that you might want to use with your headphones. So other than amps and DACs, which I've already covered those in other reviews or other videos. So anyway, I'm going to start with headphone cables because, I mean, just about everybody eventually upgrades their cables, especially people with Hi-Fi Man headphones. You know, they're kind of known for not bad quality cables, but nothing fancy, and especially people with higher end headphones like to usually upgrade. So I did want to mention a few cables that I've really been impressed by, and I will admit that I do not feel that cables make a significant difference in the sound. They can make subtle differences, but I don't think the differences are extreme. The reasons I appreciate nice cables is nice materials, good build quality, not a problem with, wiggling the cable and the sound cutting out because of bad connections. Not a problem with the cable making a bunch of noise when it rubs on itself or on your clothes and, transferring that sound to the ear cups. Good quality cables are more flexible. They don't get tangled up as easy, and they're just a lot nicer to look at. So, and better connections at both ends. So anyway, I'm gonna go with my favorite headphone cable of the year this year, and I'm gonna tell you about that first. And this is from Marcos Custom Cables, and this is a 4-pin XLR to 3.5 millimeter cable, which will fit any of the Hi-Fi Man headphones. I use it quite a bit on the Saspara and like the 1000 SE, things like that. It's a 4-cable braided, covered with a paracord, just a really nice quality cable. And according to their website, Marcos Custom Cables start at $147.80, and these are in US dollars. Marcos Custom Cables is out of Australia, but in US currency, they range from $147.80 to $610.06. Not the cheapest cables, but seem to be up there as good or better than any other cable as far as quality, and just really nice quality connections at both ends, all that. Okay, so got several favorable mentions, and I'm going to start with this cable, which is from JM Audio. And JM Audio is known for their headphones, and in fact, I gave the JM Audio XTC2 Headphone of the Year 2 years in a row. Well, the one this year was the updated version, but anyway, they also make very nice cables, and you can see this is a 4-pin XLR to 3.5 millimeter. Once again, a 4-wire braided cable. Is that 4 or is that, yeah, I think that's 4 wires in there. Maybe, yeah, maybe 6. Anyway, yeah, I think it's, in fact, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5. It looks like an 8-wire cable, braided cable. So anyway, very nice cable, and this cable sells at $199. This cable is from Kennerton Audio, and it is the CLC-04, and depending on the length, this ranges in price from $255 to $335. This is a 2-meter which is in the middle, and this goes for $295. Once again, very nice connections at both ends, except this one's 4-pin XLR, and this goes to 4-pin mini XLR at the ear cup end. And then the last headphone cable I wanted to show you, this is by Apos Audio. This is the Apos Flow cable. This one happens to have a 4.4 millimeter Pentagon balanced connection at the amp end, and 4-pin mini XLRs at the headphone end. And this is, I believe, 1.5 or 2 meters, and I think these go for $149 depending on the connection. You can get this with just about any connection at either end. Okay, I've got some other cables I wanted to mention, and I'm going to start out with these. These are mostly interconnect cables. Well, I'll start with this one. This one's also a headphone cable. What this is a short adapter, about a foot long cable that goes from 6.3 millimeter single-ended to 4-pin XLR. And what this is great for is if you have an amp, like say this person, conductor 3 reference sitting here, that does not have a balanced output, you can plug this into the 6.3 millimeter output and then use your cable with your 4-pin XLR and plug it into this and not have to switch cables on your headphones. So if you've got a 4-pin XLR cable on the headphone and want to use it on a single-ended amp, you can use this adapter, which makes it really handy. It's a lot easier than switching out cables on your headphones, and you don't have to have as many cables on, and this sells for $199 US. Okay, this cable is a connector cable to go between, say, your DAC and your amp, and this was from Emotiva, and I was just really blown away by how nice this cable is, the quality of the connectors on both ends, the size of the cable. It's nice and soft rubber, very flexible. These sell for only $29.99 for a 1-meter cable. That's one cable, so if you need a pair of them, you're going to be at $60. Or $34.99 for a 2-meter cable. And like I said, I'm just really impressed with the quality and cannot hear a sound difference between this and much more expensive XLR cables. Okay, this cable here, this is from iFi Audio, and what this cable is for is this is a 4-pin Pentagon balanced connection at the one end and 3-pin full-size XLR at the other. And what this is for is the smaller iFi amps, like the Zen DAC, the Zen Can, the Zen 1 DAC. Because of their small size, and a lot of companies are going this direction, their balanced output to go to an external amp is 4.4 millimeter. Well, that's great, and you can get this cable in that configuration. You can get it with 4.4 millimeter on both ends, which goes for $69.99, or you can get it this way with the 4-pin or 3-pin XLRs at the other end, and you can plug this into a full-size amp that doesn't use the 4.4 millimeter Pentagon. Instead, if your amp has 3-pin full-size XLR inputs, you can use this between something like the Zen 1 DAC and then plug this into a full-size amp like I don't know if you can see it, the Audio GD Master 9 up there, or the Hi-Fi Man Prelude. And this makes it's just, you can hook up the two different styles of DAC and amp together using this cable. And this cable goes for $99.99. What else do I have? Okay, that's pretty much it for cables. I did want to show you this, and this is something I use a lot, and this was from Venture Electronics. And they make 3 different versions of this. This is a converter that go from 4-pin full-size XLR down to 4.4 millimeter Pentagon. And what that is great for is if you have an amp with 4.4 millimeter with a full size 4-pin XLR output, and you've got a cable on your headphone that's a 4.4 millimeter Pentacon, you can plug this into the amp and then run this, then plug your 4.4 millimeter Pentacon connection into this, and they work great. These are also available in 2.5 millimeter balanced and 3.5 millimeter balanced. But what you don't want to do, the 3.5 millimeter balance, you don't want to plug in a headphone with a 3.5 millimeter single-ended connection on it where the grounds are connected, because you could damage your amp. So you got to be careful not to do that. But if you're using a cable with a 4.4 or 2.5 millimeter balanced connection, you can plug this into your amp, into your full-size 4-pin XLR connection. And the only problem is I looked at the website of Venture Electronics and I don't currently see these on there. So I don't know if they're still available. If they're not, they need to bring them back. These things are great. They're made of a solid piece of aluminum, high quality, and I've used this thing 1,000 times. I love it, and I think they were like 30 bucks a couple, maybe 3-4 years ago when I got it. Okay, I wanted to talk about tubes a little bit, and I've reviewed, well, 2 different sets of Ray tubes. They're through Apos Audio. They're actually a separate brand, though. They're Ray tubes, and the versions I reviewed are the select versions. There's 3 different versions, and I can't think of the names of the other 2, but this is the middle quality version. And the select, I think, means that these are chosen from, all the tubes are measured. And these are new tubes. These are freshly manufactured tubes. These aren't 50 or 60-year-old new old stock. These are brand new, just made tubes. And the select, I think they take the best 5% and put them in match pairs. So they're a little bit expensive, but really nice tubes. And I've reviewed 2 of these so far, which would be the 6 SN7s and the 12 AU7s. And I have another set of EL34s that I haven't got a chance to do a review on yet. The 6 SN7s sell for $149.99 for a matched pair. The 12 AU7s, which you see here, and they come in these real nice boxes and very well padded and protected so they don't get broken being shipped to you. And these sell for $179.99 a pair. And the EL34s sell for $139.99 a pair. And I've been very impressed with these tubes, comparing them to other brands of tubes such as PS Vane. I've tried them in my Felix Audio Elise and in the Wells Audio V8, and they're as good or better than the stock tubes. And like I said, the Elise, which is up here behind me, that currently runs PS Vane tubes, which are really good tubes in my opinion, and these are, like I said, just as good or better. And you can get them right here in the United States from Apos, and they're brand new, just manufactured, and they're guaranteed. They have a warranty, I think, for a year, that they'll replace these if they're defective. So that's something you're not going to find on new old stock tubes. Okay, power conditioners. I'm going to give my favor to the Core Power Technology. These 2 units sitting here, it's a 2-stage power conditioner, and I've had these for quite a while. You've probably seen them in my video. They're on kind of a long-term loan from LSA Audio. Anyway, it's a 2-stage power conditioner. The first stage, which is the Deep Core 1800, that filters out DC currents or DC voltage out of your power supply, which not only gives you a cleaner sound, but it also helps protect your equipment, because DC voltage can damage your equipment. And then the second stage is removing EMI and RFI or RF frequencies that can cause static and, just grunge and noise in your equipment, and I actually have very clean power here because I'm on my own transformer. There's no other houses or businesses on the transformer with me because I live out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. So I actually have very clean power, but what I had to do before I got these was anytime I was doing any critical listening or reviewing, I had to make sure that anything in the room that could cause interference or any background noise was off. That included ceiling fan, that included LED track lights, that included some halogen lights on the headboard of my bed. Anyway, all those had to be off to do critical listening. Then when I started using this, it didn't matter. I could leave all that stuff on, and it took all that grunge out of the background of the music and just gave it a really black, just really clean background where there was no grunge and no background hisses or noises or hums or anything like that. So I've been using these for quite a while, and they also offer surge protection, and we have a ton of electrical surges here. I mean, like almost sometimes more than once a day, 2-3 times a day, we have electrical surges here. The power is constantly going out because, like I said, I live out in the middle of nowhere. Just last month, the power was off for 4 days because of an ice storm, and I've never had any equipment receive any damage from power surges since I've been using this. Any equipment that's been plugged into these has survived all the power surges for like 3 years now. So I've got to put those at the top of my list of power conditioners. They're not cheap. The Deep Core 1800, which handles up to 1800 watts power going through it, sells for $12.95. And the EquiCore 600, which is rated as 600 watts, which is all I need for headphones. There's larger versions available, I think a 1200 and an 1800, but anyway, the 600 retails at $12.95, but it looks like they're currently on sale for $5.99. And you can use these separately, or you can use them combined together, where you use this and then plug this into that one and then plug your equipment into this one. So another power conditioner that I was impressed by is the iFi Audio Power Station. It basically looks like a big giant power strip. It's really large. It's about this big. I think it has 8 outlets on it, and once again did a very good job of cleaning up grunge in the power from things like ceiling fans and LED lights and dimmer switches and things like that can cause interference. Dimmer switches are the worst. If you've got, in this room, I've got like 10 LED track lights up, and they're on a dimmer switch, and if you have the dimmer switch in the middle somewhere, it can definitely cause grunge in your sound. But this, the Core Power and the iFi both do a really good job of taking that out of your power supply. Okay, I wanted to mention the Burson V7 Vivid op amps. I did a review of those just a couple weeks ago, and I used them in the Burson Conductor 3 here. They are adaptable to other brands, but if you have a Burson, they'll tell you exactly which op amps you needed. And this, the Burson Conductor 3 actually needed 4. It needed 1 pair of single op amps and 1 pair of dual op amps. And the Burson V7 op amps, I compared them actually to the V6 Vivid op amps I had in this previously, and used another amp, a really good amp, and in my comparison, compared it before and compared it after I switched, instead of trying to remember for 15 minutes how it sounded, and there was without a doubt an improvement in the sound. I mean, this was already a really great amp, and it took it up to another level. It just definitely made an improvement in clarity, detail, resolution, and just a more focused sound, almost like going from Blu-ray to 4K. I mean, it just sharpened up everything, and definitely made a difference. Those sell for, it looks like $89 for a pair of the single op amps, or $169 for a pair of the dual op amps. And like I said, this happens to take 4, and a set of 4 for the Burson Conductor 3 is $215, which in my opinion is an exceptional deal for something that's going to take a great amp and make it even better. I mean, bump it up another level in performance. Couple other things I wanted to mention in this video are the SMSL PL200 CD player that I reviewed a few months ago. It's a combination transport, DAC, and headphone amp all in once. It's actually a pretty decent headphone amp unless you try to drive something really power hungry like the Sesvara. But something like the Hi-Fi Man Ananda Nano, the RE Organic, or even the 1000 SE, it actually did a pretty decent job of driving those. And it's a really nice CD player with a ton of features. You can even go in, I think the DAC part of it has like 6 different filters you can choose from. Sells for $669.99. It's a top-loading CD player. Really liked it. The only negative was it's a little sensitive to less than perfect CDs. If you got CDs that are in kind of rough condition, if they have any scratches or anything, it may not be able to track those. But it will play CD rewrites even in WAV format, which is what I do my CDs in, and played those without a problem, and loads quickly, and a very nice CD player. But like I said, a little sensitive to less than perfect CDs that my Sony Universal player will play. This one, that one, I don't have it anymore. I sent it back like a month ago. It was on loan for a review, but anyway, won't play everything that my Sony or Panasonic Universal players will play. They are able to track less than perfect CDs better. One other thing I wanted to mention, and I've mentioned this pretty much every year, is hard cases to protect your headphones. And let me see if I can pull one out here. I've got a bunch of these. I've got, I don't know, 12, 15 of these. And these are hard cases from Harbor Freight. They're almost indestructible. They're waterproof. They're dustproof. I can stand on one of these. I weigh 205 pounds and not worry about damaging my headphones. And they come with really thick foam padding and little blocks that you can pull apart and shape to your headphones. And other companies are selling something similar for $100, $125. These at Harbor Freight are normally, I think, $30. I think the highest I've seen them is $32, and I've seen them on sale for like $25. So I've got like maybe 15 of these and use them to keep all my really good headphones in, protect them, keep the dust off of them, and make sure nothing's gonna happen to any of my, headphone investment here, or loaners. I mean, if a nice headphone's loaned to me for a review, I'm gonna throw it in there and protect it, make sure it goes back the way it came, so I'm not having to buy a headphone that I damaged. So anyway, that pretty much covers everything as far as my favorite accessories of 2024. So I do want to give a couple of awards here at the end. And my most bang for the buck accessory of 2024 is going to go to Emotiva for these XLR connections to use between your DAC and your amp at $29.99 for a 1 meter cable, or $34.99. Just an outstanding deal. Like I said, I've compared these to cables that cost 2-3 times that amount, and I can't hear any difference, and the quality, the connectors and all that seem just as nice as the more expensive cables. And then I'm going to give my award for accessory of the year to the Burson V7 Vivid op amps that just, like I said earlier, took a really good amp and made it even better. put it up into, you know, very high-end territory for $215 for 4 op amps for this, and just an exceptional deal where if I had replaced that amp, I would have been looking at like $2,500 to replace it with an amp the quality of how it sounds now. I would have had to go with something like the Hi-Fi Man Prelude made by Golden Wave, which is a $2,500 amp, and I think these op amps put this up there right with the Prelude and sound quality, and I was reviewing that with the Hi-Fi Man Susvara, which is going to reveal the smallest little differences. So hi-fi or accessory of the year for 2024, the Burson V7 Vivid op amps, and anywhere from $89 to $169 a pair, or a set of 4 for this particular amp is $215. So gonna wrap this up, and in a few days I'm gonna get back to my normal videos. My next video I was gonna do is my first impressions of the FIO, what's it called? I can't remember. I had it wrote down and I erased it to make room for something else in my notes. It's the one with the 5 that ends with the 5. There's a, you know, it's like their third headphone. It's a $450 headphone that came out just recently, and sorry, I've had it for a little while now, and I need to get my first impressions out on that, but I kind of set it aside to do these year-end videos. And like I said, sorry I'm about a month and a half late with this video. I meant to get these out at the end of December, and that didn't happen, but finally getting to them. Excuse me just a second. So anyway, appreciate you watching my videos. Appreciate your support of my channel. This video helped you, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and you're all welcome to join us at the Headphone Experience on Facebook, which is up to 35.7 thousand, 0.7 or 0.8 thousand members. So like to see you all over there. Lots of great people, lots of great information, and once again, thanks for watching my video.